Hello and welcome in this video here. My name is Kern, and in this video I want to talk about the world of science and the world of spirituality and why we should try to connect those two dimensions and why there is not really a separation, why everything is connected and why we shouldn't try to separate each other and why we should try to look at it from a holistic view to understand that spirituality is not really something completely different from science, that there's something that connects each other. And this is what I want to talk about in this video. And I want to tell you how I got inspired to do this video, why I'm doing that, and how I came up with this idea and this concept. Okay, so the way I got inspired to do this video, or why I'm doing this video, is because I read a quote from a really famous scientist. Maybe you know his name. I think you know him if you're familiar with these topics, and his name is Nikola Tesla. Okay, Nikola Tesla was a really famous inventor and scientist. He was born in the 19th century and he had a really big impact of the world of science in the 20th century with his inventions. So as you maybe know, Nikola Tesla is also famous for electricity, for the experiments with electricity, electromagnetic fields. And Nikola Tesla had many inventions. He was a complete genius. Okay, he invented so many things in his lifetime, and he invented things like the Tesla coil, the AC current. He was actually the original inventor of the radio. Okay, Marconi took this idea from Tesla. Actually, that's the real story behind that. And Tesla is also the inventor of the modern Wi-Fi that we have. Okay, because he understood how frequencies work. He always said, if you want to understand the secret of the universe, you have to think in terms of frequencies and vibrations. And this is connected to the Hermetic philosophy, the book that I mentioned already on my channel, my videos, the Kybalion. And yeah, it's connected to Hermetic philosophy and the Hermetic principle of vibration. Okay, that nothing rests, that everything vibrates, and there's nothing really that is really solid. Okay, everything is in vibration. We live in the world of frequencies and vibrations, and it seems to us like a physical solid reality, but it is not really solid as it seems. It's more like an illusion. Things really fade away. The concept of time is not even something that we can hold onto. Okay, the concept of time is something that fades away every second. Every second becomes the past, and we are always somewhere in our mind, whether we are in the future, whether we are in the past or in the present moment. The concept of time itself is an illusion. And I don't want to go too deep into this topic. The thing why I'm doing this video here is, and that's what I'm trying to share with you right now, or what I will share with you right now, is a quote that I read and that inspired me to do this video. Okay, and the quote that Nikola Tesla has, or the thing he said, was the following: "The day science begins to study non-physical phenomena, it will make more progress in 1 decade than in all previous century of its existence." Okay, the day science begins to study non-physical phenomena, it will make more progress in just 1 decade than in all previous centuries of its existence. And that's really interesting, you know, the perspective that Tesla had, that we should take a closer look at non-physical phenomena. And what Tesla really means with that is the world of spirituality. Okay, spiritual phenomena, things that we can really grasp or really grab with the hands. Okay, things that we cannot always measure, things that we cannot explain just by logics, things that seem to be paradox in some way. Okay, because the world we live in today tries to measure everything. That's the world of science we have today. They have their equations, their mathematical formula, laws, physical laws, and they try to explain the world with that. Okay, let's say it like that. They try to measure things, make experiments, and try to explain the world by their equations. And things that they cannot really see, things that they cannot really measure or explain, these goes to non-physical phenomena. Mostly these things are left out. Okay, then the people say, okay, this is fantasy, this is magic, these are esoteric topics. Okay, we will not try to explain that, we cannot explain that, this is not science. And Tesla said, if we just looked at that from another perspective, if we would take a closer look and study it, we would make so much more progress for the human evolution, for the expansion of consciousness, for humanity, okay, for the development of technology. If we just looked at non-physical phenomena, things that we cannot explain with logical equations, you know, with the rational mind. I also made the video on my channel. The video is called The Rational Mind versus the Intuitive Mind, where I quoted Albert Einstein. And Einstein already said that the intuitive mind is a sacred gift and the rational mind is a faithful servant. But we live in a society nowadays where we honor the rational mind, but where we have forgotten the gift, okay? The intuitive mind. And the intuitive mind is connected to the spiritual world, and the rational mind is connected to the world of science, where we try to measure everything by numbers, by equations, by laws, by a structure, organized, okay? But in the intuitive mind, we are not doing that. Intuition is pretty creative. It doesn't really have a structure, you know? It flows by itself. This is the world of spirituality. But I also have to say that there are spiritual laws, and I think it's really important that the world of science, the science that we have today, connects that and doesn't separate itself from the world of science. What I talk about here is, for example, the Hermetic philosophy, okay, from the book The Kybalion. I already made a video on that, about that on my channel. The video is called The All is Mind, The Universe is Mental. And it's about the book Kybalion, where the book explains different universal spiritual laws that we have, principles, okay, that explain why our life is as it is and how our universe works in terms of spirituality or in the spiritual dimension. And there's this one law that says that everything is vibration. Okay, this is the law of vibration that explains that everything is vibrating. Okay, that nothing stands still, just as an example. And there are other laws, like the laws of cause and effect, that are connected to the world of science. And these things also take a part in the world of spirituality. For example, karma, cause and effect, it's connected to karma. So we shouldn't try to separate those things. And that's what I want to share with you in this video. Why I'm doing this video here, I just have one thing that I want to really share with you. The one key message or the key point that I want to share with you. Don't be an extremist. Don't look at life just from one perspective. From the perspective maybe of the world of science. I call that the extremistic view. Because an extremist is someone who just takes one path, just takes one side, identifies with that and just looks at life from that one perspective. But this is not how we will understand our reality and our universe. This is a really limited view. What I'm trying to explain you is that you should look from life from different perspectives and find similarities to have a higher perspective. And I like the thing that Buddha said from the world of Buddhism. Buddha once said, choose the middle way, the golden path, where we are balanced, where we are not an extremist. Every extreme becomes painful. Every extreme can hurt us, can destroy us. That's why we should have a balanced life. And I also believe that that's why we should have a holistic view, a holistic life, and see things from different sides and not just from one side. That's why we should connect spirituality with physical laws. Because I would just want to say one thing. These two things maybe seem to be separated from each other. That's how we learn it in school. Okay, we go to universities, we study physics, for example. We learn physics in school. Or other natural sciences, biology, chemistry. And if we go to school and we sit in school and we learn about chemistry, biology, physics, mathematics, we mostly don't connect, or the teacher doesn't connect that to religion, spirituality, okay, and other metaphysical topics, for example, or even philosophy. We don't connect it here. That's what I mean if I talk about the modern times where we just try to separate everything from each other. That's what science is doing, is making an analysis. When you analyze something, you just look at one special or one thing, okay? You disconnect it from everything else and just look at it and analyze that point. without having a bird's eye view and taking into consideration every part from a bird's eye view to see the interconnections here. Things are not really separated from each other. Maybe you know about this topic of non-duality, maybe heard of that. Okay? If I talk about dualities, I talk about things that separate things from each other, opposites, other extremes. Just as an example, we have day and night. Okay, we have the sun and the moon. We have positive and negative or negative. We have active, passive. Darkness and light. Up and down. Beginning and end. Start and stop. All these different dualities that I talk about, you know, like opposite qualities. We can call this dualities, okay, as I said already. But there's one thing that connects them, and the connection here, when we connect those things, then we talk about polarities, because a polarity is something that connects dualities. Because two dualities generate each other and create the polarity. What do I mean here? I know that maybe not everyone understands what I'm trying to share here. Maybe you do. Then it's really good that you are already at that point. And even if you don't understand what I'm talking about here, this is not a big problem because you go your own path, you're on your own journey. And just the fact that you are watching this video means that you are curious about these topics, that you watch this video until this point. You want to go deeper and understand those things. There's wisdom behind that. And what I'm talking about is when I say polarity, let's take a look at spirituality and the world of science as two different dualities, okay? Like two different electronic charges, positive and negative. Both seem to be different in their quality, but if we generate each other, then we talk about an electromagnetic field, because in an electromagnetic field, we always have a positive charge and a negative charge. And I'm giving you this example because I want to refer it back to Nikola Tesla, who was a genius in the field of electricity. That's why I'm making this example here with electronic charges, to make it a bit more visual. Okay, so we have this negative electronic charge, let's say spirituality, and this positive electronic charge, the world of science, science itself. But if we connect each other or see the connection here, we will have a polarity. And that's what I'm talking about here. This goes back again to the Hermetic philosophy, because there's also a principle of polarity. Okay? Things only seem to be different in their quality, in their degree of quality, but in the end, they're connected to each other and they generate each other. We need a positive charge and a negative charge to create an electromagnetic field. We have the same on planet Earth. We have the North Pole and the South Pole. Okay? And then we have this vortex, this energy that goes in and out, from the North Pole to the South Pole, in and out. And this electromagnetic field, okay, protects the Earth from the storms of the sun. If we wouldn't have an electromagnetic field around the Earth, we couldn't live on the Earth. You know, we would all die because the storms of the sun are so strong that they would completely destroy the Earth and make everything like a desert. Okay? And because of this electromagnetic field, we can survive because it keeps away the storms of the sun like an umbrella, and that's why we can survive on planet Earth and live here. Okay? So this is just a visual example. And it can seem to you a bit abstract when I talk about those things. What am I trying to share here with you? Okay? And this is absolutely okay if you don't see the connection right here. But the only thing that I try to share it with you is that we shouldn't disconnect or separate spirituality from science. In the end, both are connected because everything is connected with everything. This is what those genius people understood. Nikola Tesla, Isaac Newton, Leonardo da Vinci, ancient philosophers from Greece, from the Greek ancient time. For example, Pythagoras, Socrates, Aristotle, Plato, and other people who are really famous, you know, scientists like Werner Heisenberg, Max Planck, Albert Einstein. They understood that we are not disconnected from the universe, that the world of spirituality is not disconnected from the world of science. We are connected to it with our mind, with our being, We are the universe itself making a human experience. Okay? We are spiritual beings having an intellect, a mind, okay, living in a human body, making a human experience. But we are not a body. We are not our mind. Okay? We are spiritual beings. We are connected with everything, with the conscious field, with consciousness, the collective consciousness. And I think this is really important to understand. And that's what I try to share with you in this video. In the end, it's all about knowing yourself, to not be an extremist, to see the world from a holistic view and see that everything is connected. And just the last thing to end this video, maybe you know this person from the world of quantum physics, Werner Heisenberg, really famous scientist. He once said that, it's like a quote, he said, "The first sip from the glass of natural sciences will turn you into an atheist, but at the bottom of the glass, God is waiting on you, or God is waiting for you." And I think this is pretty deep, and you see that maybe the world of science can make you an atheist, where you try to explain everything by equations, mathematical laws, physical laws. Okay, there's not a higher being, there's nothing really higher, there's no purpose in all that, it's just a coincidence, an accident, the Big Bang. And then there's this other view where we say, no, there's a creator of all that, the Grand Master, the creator itself. And we are part of that, or we are even the consciousness, the God himself, as a subjective individual. Okay? We are all connected to that field. We are all connected to this energy. And that's what I'm trying to share here on my channel. This is the message. I'm trying to share topics or talk about things that connect the world of science with the world of spirituality, to have a more holistic view, to have an absolute view from reality and not just a subjective view from reality. Okay? Or let's say a relative view from reality. Absolute versus relative. Object, subject. We want to see it more objectively and not subjectively. Because if we choose an extreme, we are more looking from a subjective view, relative view, relate to something specific. But if we look from a holistic view, we look from it from an objective view and more absolute view, because we take other views into consideration. And I think this is really necessary, really important to understand the truth behind all that, and why reality is as it is, and why all things are working like that, how the universe was created, and what part we have here as humans on this planet Earth, and what part we play in the universe. Who we really are, knowing yourself. Okay? And this was a video I just did because I got inspired. I hope this message also inspired you, so that you can see that we are not really disconnected from the world, you know. We can be like in the world of science, the world of spirituality, but in the end it's just one. There is a connection in it, and that's why what all these genius people try to share with us. For example, Nikola Tesla. If we would just study non-physical phenomena, we would make so much more progress for humanity. Okay, and that's what I'm also trying to do. I'm trying to be a part of that positive change. I'm trying to be a part of the new paradigm. I'm trying to be part of the new paradigm for the world and get rid of this old paradigm where we try to separate each other, where we try to separate everything from each other. Okay, where we try to unite the things and understand that in the end we are all one. All is one. We all come from this consciousness. Call it God, call it energy, higher being, whatever. We all come from this one source. Okay, we are not really separate from each other. This is all just an illusion. And that's what I try to share with you. Don't be an extremist and try to see the world from a holistic view. Okay? If this concept made you curious, and if you want to learn more about your mind, more about science, spirituality, and if you want to learn how you can master your mind, how you can really stop self-sabotage, unlock your true potential, you know, in order to really manifest your desires, manifest a life of success, inner peace, freedom and purpose. Okay, if you want to learn how you can do that, then I have something special for you here. Okay, I have created a really big video presentation where I really go into the details, okay, and explain you how you can achieve the things that I have just mentioned, okay, how you can really manifest your desires, how you can master your mind, okay, become the master of your mind, and how you can unite science with spirituality in order to really live the life that you want to live, okay, how you can use these concepts and apply them in your life. And if you're curious about that, I have created a video presentation, and you can just click the link below, okay, the link in the description below this video. Just click on it and register for my free video presentation. Reserve your spot, register for it so that you can get access on it and that you can watch it, learn from it, and apply it in your own life, okay? Just click the link, register for the video presentation if you want to learn more about those things. This is what I have for you, this is what I can offer you, and yeah, just click the link and watch the video. So if you have liked this video, you can also give me a thumbs up so that I know that this video helped you at least in some way. You can also share this video with your friends, with people you know, where you think that this video could help them. And you can also write a comment and let me know what you think about this concept. You know, do you also think that we should unite spirituality with science? And yeah, just write me a comment, let me know, I'm pretty curious. And if you haven't done so far, you can also subscribe to my channel. Just click the button below, subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you will be notified in the future if I release a new video. I hope this video was helpful for you, and I hope I could give you some value with this concept, with this video. That's it for now, okay? That's what I wanted to share with you. I wish you all the best for the future. Stay tuned for more videos like that, okay? And yeah, all the best. My name is Kern. See you later and bye.